Under federal law, it is not against the law for a convicted felon to own a firearm for self-defense in a lawful manner to protect his wife and children and home. It has never been, the power to arrest a convicted felon under federal law has never been given to the federal prosecutors. Under Code USCA, Title 18, Chapter 44 is the code that makes it illegal for a convicted felon to own a firearm under federal law if and only if he is engaging in buying and selling of firearms to gang members, drug dealers, acting as an underground guns dealer. It is not against federal law for convicted felons to own firearms. Simple possession of a firearm does not violate federal law. However, some federal prosecutors take this code and arrest a convicted felon for merely owning a firearm. And in these cases that these prosecutors have violated their own laws, overextending their power, and illegally arresting a convicted felon for merely owning a firearm in lawful use and for self-defense, these federal prosecutors, when the judges and the appeal courts examine these cases, the judges have ruled that the federal prosecutors do not have the authority to arrest a convicted felon for merely owning a firearm for self-defense and the protection of his family and children. And they have reversed these cases. The chances of a federal prosecutor arresting you as a convicted felon for merely owning a firearm in your home for self-defense and the protection of your family and children is very slim. Now, understand that also under federal law there is one type of firearm that federal prosecutors absolutely cannot arrest you and convict you for owning as a convicted felon, and that is called a muzzle-loader black powder antique replica firearm. A firearm that requires powder, ball, cap, loading. Any pistol, rifle, or shotgun that you have to pour the powder in, put the cap on it, put the ball in there, any type of antique replica type firearms, federal prosecutors may not arrest a convicted felon not only for owning these, but you can carry these for self-defense. You can even open you up a gun store if all you're dealing in is black powder antique replica firearms. Now, if you want to play it safe as a convicted felon, until we get the laws changed, you can buy black powder muzzleloader firearms through the U.S. mail. You can actually call Cabela's, CABELAS.com, order them and have them sent to you without permits or anything else under federal law. Now, there are 10 states that let convicted felons under state law own firearms. Alaska, Missouri, Alabama, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Vermont, Maryland, New Hampshire, Maine. And we at xfelon.biz is working to nationally turn every state in this United States back towards the Constitution and restoring the rights of ex-felons to own firearms for self-defense and the protection of their family and children. Every state. We want every state restoring the rights of convicted felons to own firearms for self-defense in some form and another. And we want the federal U.S. Senate to take the federal code, USCA, Title 18, Chapter 44, and specifically write in that code that merely owning a firearm for self-defense and the protection of your family and children is not in violation of the USCA Title 18, Chapter 44. We're seeking to unite all the United States senators under one banner and respect a man's right to defend his life. Texas has run us fact-finding statistics on recidivism. That is the rate that felons return back to prison. And of the group of felons that stay out 5 years, 9 out of 10 of these never recommit a crime. They number in the millions. They have families, homes, jobs, and they have to have the right to defend their lives like the Constitution says they can. So, visit my website, exfelon.biz, exfelon.biz. Send this video to your state representative, your state senator. Send him an email. Tell him to visit our website and ask him to restore the rights of ex-felons to own firearms in your state.